Got that set up, and let's go over here, get a new window for us to work on, jump here. What is Justine saying? All right. Dude, it's so cold in my house right now. All right, so last week we ended up going through KV namespace and R2 and updating the code and getting out AI slop. So we should probably keep doing that. What is this, 11.22? I'm sure there's another update. Maybe not. Install and relaunch. Close Ghosty. Let's go ahead and Tmux, yep. And let's get our pane split to the right or left, twit. Good morning, y'all. Bro, don't even get me started on the FAI or the FIA. Bullshit. I mean, like, it's technically kind of better for Oscar, but like, bullshit. I'd rather have like a guaranteed Lando World Driver Championship than the possibility of Max winning it again. All right, I can't remember where we finished off here, so I just kind of want to review this. I think we got to do D2 stuff today. Are we wrapping this? Yeah, we are. Yeah, I know Oscar and him are freaking tied now, dude. All right. I need to do like a typing test to warm up get my keyboard in the right spot. Why do I have multiple desktops open? Was it monkey? There we go. Oh my god. Going from like O to N nation is hard. There's just like some day actually, you know, it's been more often than not recently that I just feel like I'm not vibing with my Voyager. Like, it's hard to get it like in a comfortable position. That's not too bad. Like, we'll take that. What up, Michelle? Onboarding has been fine. Typical, just like kind of a little bit larger company onboarding. Things definitely move a little bit slower than Vercel and what I'm used to, but I think I found a initial problem to chew on that needs some fixing. I think I'm gonna try to fix up. I wonder how I can example this. Yeah, I can show a good example of what I want to fix here. If we go to dash.cloudflare, make sure it's gonna be in dark mode here. And let me just log in. I at least got 2 PRs in last week. So, well, I actually don't know if they got merged. I at least put up 2 PRs. I think there's a deploy, not freeze, but a deploy slowdown because of Black Friday. I can't find information on it, but I think that's happening. So if I go to like, so I have this account, and then I go and I make like Command Shift N, and I go and make a new Cloudflare account. We need like a 10-minute email here. See if I can replicate the thing I'm trying to fix. Let's take you, and we're going to go to dash.cloudflare. We're going to create a new account. Sign up. And we're just going to do that. Oh, come on. Okay, so I got that. Let's go grab this email again. And if I go over to my account and I add a member, how do I do this? Invite members. Boom. Add. Direct add. Selected user groups. I just want super admin. We'll do account level. And Where's super admin? Super secret store admin. Isn't there super admin? Yeah, that guy. And we click create policy, invite members. Automatic verification. Why would you let me? All right, so we got that. Let's go over here and we'll verify email. And I should have access. I might need to back to list. Here we go. I've been joined. I joined this list here. Join. Come on. Anyways, if I come over here and I add like a new worker, actually this might already be a thing. So if I go to here and I go to compute and AI and I go to workers and pages and I create an application, this right here, this is the problem. Anyone on my account has access to all of my repos, even private ones, if they're on the same account. Because the GitHub app connections are scoped to an account and not a user. So I am going to fix that. And I'm probably going to fix that by building an SCM service on top of the workers platform and then updating some of the internal control plane stuff to go off of that. But that is the plan. Yeah, I know. Manage account members. We can remove member. And over here, we'll just go and delete the profile. Yeah, I got it, bud. I got it. Delete user. Oh, dude, I'm never gonna remember the user. What was the password? I think it's 69420. Bro, I don't remember the 69420. What, invalid capture response? What are you talking about, dog? I'm gonna fix this. This has... Go ahead, throw that in my notes. Paper cuts. Paper cuts. Okay. What up, Neil? Oh, password 69420. How is that an invalid capture response? What is happening? is Cloudflare down again? Rip. Alright, let's see if we can debug what's happening here. I lost the email. Oh, right there's the email. Dude, who knew it was so hard to delete a Cloudflare account, huh? That just stole... what'd I say, 69? Invalid password. Bro, what? How did I forget my password already? PAA. Alright, whatever, I'm over it. I don't care. This account will just survive forever. And it's already off this account, so it doesn't matter. Great. But yeah, that's the thing I'm going to try to fix. I'm going to try to rebuild the SCM integration. Because it's currently split across like 2 or 3 different systems. And obviously is not working the way it should be. And feels like an important problem that needs to be solved. So that's what I'm going to do. Probably, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so it looks like we got R2 done, and I just want to, yep, there we go. That looks like it should be good in here. I am the only DILLON that I know of at Cloudflare. I got that was a wedding gift from Matthew Prince. All right, D1 database. Let's go. Let's dive in here. We've got this this batch. I want to find the actual API for, let's just say we're going to do a new, close this. Wow, that was insanely stupid. We'll come in here and in Scratch, we'll, hey girl. Anyways, speaking of that project with Mongo, I dropped Mongo and just do shit memory. Nice. Chat, I think I'm getting sick, or like, I don't know, all my joints hurt. Do I have a D1 that we can use for this? D1, I don't know, list. What is happening? There we go. We'll add another one. D1 create effect cloudflare. Why would you not add this? Oh yeah, we learned that it doesn't automatically add to TOM files, it'll add automatically to JSON files, because why not? Oh, we have one here. In that case, we can D1 delete. Funny project because there's data of some influencers, and it's really funny to me to be able to see how much their ad sponsorships cost. Max got more close. Yeah, I know, Nil. So angry. Let's say I could pay out all my debt with 1 minute ad. That would be nice. Alright, so we should have this D1 database, so let's just generate our types quick to make sure that's good. And then over in our Scratch file, we should have access on this db. Here we go. So that exec does not have a generic. Batch does have a generic. It takes a T and returns a D1 result of an array of T's, or an array of D1 results of T's. To any of these other ones, we're not going to implement dump. All right, I want to see like, just like if we do as, what's this thing want? It wants a D1 prepared statement. As D1 prepared statement. And let's say we just get, do we have result? No, we don't. Equals result. We can say await. Oh, is this synchronous? That's right, it is sync. And we get the, oh, it is, what? It is a promise. Async fetch. What do we got here? What does result add 0 with index give us? Meta error. Where does the T come into play? Let's just say 69. Is this gonna be 69 then? An array of 69. So that's what that does. That would go to the A variant then. And what does a D1 prepared statement have on it? Let's say declare, and this is going to be a D1 prepared statement. This has, oh, this returns a promise. Damn, we're gonna have to wrap these two. raw t's, these all take t's, or this doesn't. Bind values first takes a t. Okay. So let's go to D1 and let's go through this API. Damn, how am I almost already out of coffee? See, a bigger mug won't help because I use a AeroPress and make the same amount of coffee no matter what. Dude, like even my, like the knuckles, the joints in my freaking knuckles hurt. I took Tylenol before this. Use a pot. Got him. All right, here's our errors. Where does this actually start? So, okay, so our D1 result does carry T through it. Where, prepared statement. Bind takes, okay. These types look right. Those types look good. D1 result, raw. That actually looks correct. I don't know what the SQL native is. Does this have native? Can you explain the comment string you're using? Wait, what comment string? Oh, these? This is this is this is mostly AI, but this is how the internals of the effect repo works. So it's like saying that this API has been around since version 1.0.0, which will be true of all these functions. Like when we release effect platform or effect platform Cloudflare at 1.0, all these will be available. And then the categories are used for the effect repo uses a tool for generating API docs, and it'll use these tags to like group things and make searching and stuff easier. Have you ever thought of rewriting this in Rust? Absolutely not, because that would make zero sense, given that we are writing a library for TypeScript. So does batch even take a T? It does take a T. So we have a D1. That will just be inferred. All right, so what does this say here? We got a SQL string. Is that what this takes? Query SQL string returns a prepared statement. We have to wrap a find. This just returns basically a closure. First is overloaded. That's fine. We can do a better trick here. We can do option dot from nullable. So that'll work there. We have this run t. I don't even think we need this because it's going to. Oh, we do need to pass that through. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. All right. All right. We should probably pass through t here, down through here. I can see on the right that these take a t, so we want to make sure that input. What? This doesn't feel right. Can I not add a generic here? Is it that this doesn't take a T? It does take a T. Wait, hold on. What am I doing wrong, chat? Can I give this a generic? So it just doesn't match the... I can't find the variable you're trying to access. What? I'm very confused. What's wrong with this syntax? I get this error. That's kind of crazy. Although it's fine on run. Why is it fine with run? Bro, what? Alright, I gotta be right back, chat. Give me like 3 minutes here. Okay, back. We have a contractor coming at 9 that I'm gonna have to stop briefly, hopefully for. Shouldn't take too long. Um, just to let him in and show him what's going on when he's doing well. Okay, let's see here. I don't believe that this is the issue, but I really think I should be able to. Oh shit, I see the problem, chat. I see the problem. They should really be. Where's the outside of this? Is it that it wants it here? Well, that shit, there we go. That was so stupid. Okay, well that worked. And we want to pass that T through here to carry that inference through. This should be extend unknown. T, actually I don't think I even need that. We get yo, this song kind of goes hard. Reminds me of Lin-Manuel Miranda. All right, so raw is a overloaded function that returns either a promise of an array of t or a promise of a tuple, not even a tuple, where the first item is a string array. The hell is this thing saying? So we can probably, I don't think we need that. And we can delete that. And now we can carry a T through. T gets carried through down to raw. T. Likewise right here. What up, Suyash? I'm doing well. How are you? You might not need args. Is that how we have that typed? If options don't, what should this value be? Column names, that's exactly what options should be here. column names. Oh, column names needs to be false. Is that true? I actually... Is that true? Hold on. Statement.raw. And if we pass it options, we would say column names. And is my only option here false? Can I say true? I can. In fact, we could say that this function definition is options. Is it going to infer that? No, of course not. That would be too convenient. We need to fix these types. These types aren't actually correct. The type we need for this is we need this for when column names is true. We can say that this is going to be that. Is that what we want? Yeah. Otherwise, we get an array of t's, which is fine. Okay. Options, t's. Yeah, okay. That seems fine. So, really, so hold on. This type is saying that this still isn't right. The type is saying that options can either be. That's such a weird type. And then it's like, let's flip-flop these around so it matches the actual type docs a little bit better. And this is going to be, this will be options, and it's going to be read-only column names is false, but this is a optional value now. And now in here, I think we can say we get options. And we can delete that. And we'll just type this as Shouldn't this infer as const satisfies D1 prepared statement? Satisfies. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get a space there. So this should be the right type. No? No? I like using alchemy. I really like alchemy. Alchemy feels good to use. This is not the right D1 prepared statement. There we go. So raw should be this thing that gets options. I don't know what type options is supposed to be. Why shouldn't that be getting inferred? Like, this is getting inferred from our type. I don't understand why raw. This should be getting our inference here. I don't know what type options is supposed to be, so I've defaulted it to any. Your TS config file says I should throw an error here. Okay, so I think we can do this thing. This is like why it was saying, should say satisfies D1 prepared statement raw. Okay, I clearly don't know how to write TypeScript. It's official, everyone. I'm cooked. So this is like column names. Boolean. I'm really, like, we don't even need to do this. We can just, like, pass through. We should be able to just return statement dot raw t options. Get rid of this, and that should be fine. What's there? RIP. Yes, I do. I have Bodie and I have Winnie Justine. I do not have Baxter. They're both sitting at my door begging to leave. Alright, so this is just let's say /s at ts expect error. Overload type inference. I don't know. I don't think I need this native or because we don't expose. We'll make this raw. And then I don't think we need that. Can't pass property raw. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go update this. this is going to become raw, and this is going to be, this should be D1, native D1, and we'll change this to squiggle raw.
Go upstairs. Go.
We can delete that.
Come on, honey. You're gonna be with me today. Just go. I'll get you treats.
Oh, we do use the native here. D1 prepared statement. Why do we need this? What do you take? Statements.
Will you just get the door when he gets here?
What?
Get the door when he gets here.
Yes. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, this seems... The hell is this thing? With session. Alright, so let's go look at the native D1 database. So let's go back to our Scratch. And we should see m.db.with session. Creates a new D1 session anchored at the given constraint or the bookmark. All queries executed using the created session will have sequential consistency, meaning that all writes done through the session will be visible in I don't know what that means. So it's going to take this D1 session bookmark or a D1 session constraint and return a D1 database session. So let's go look at the types for this. What is this thing? It's a string. Okay, it's just an alias. What about a session constraint? There's a better way to write this type. I know this trick. What is this stupid trick? Finally moved back into the house last weekend and finished being rebuilt. Let's go, JD. I'm so happy to hear that. How's the child doing? I don't think this thing is overloaded, is it? It's not even overloaded. Why would we implement an overload? So here we can do, the type is something stupid. I know Matt Pocock has this. It's like string and it's like object, or it's like and never. First primary or first unconstrained, and then like what is this trick? Every once in a while I have to build an API that whips out this trick. Total TypeScript autocomplete. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Nightlight. So it is So watch what this type does. We come down here and we say this, and we're gonna say function foo, and it's going to take something that is that underscore. That's really confusing syntax. We'll just say autocomplete, ink and word, paste there. We'll just declare a function, and we'll say this just returns void. If we call foo, watch what happens here. This little trick is it gives me the two auto-completed things, or I can send in any other string and it'll be okay. What did I do wrong? There's an extra set of parens here. Do I need to do this? Why isn't that working? I know it's something like this. Where's my and symbol? There we go, it's that one. There we go. Now I should get autocomplete. Yep, and then I can put in any other string. Yeah. So we can take this type, and it's gonna be called D1 session. We'll call it, we can close U. We'll rename this to that D1 session constraint or bookmark. And we'll move that up to the top, get past all our freaking errors. And we want this to be here, or no, that's the prepared statements. We can drop that right here, and we'll just say that and then when we have our whisk session, this can get dropped down to, what is this overload? Whisk session's not overloaded like that over here, right? Yeah. Okay, we're definitely not going to overload that. What does a... fuck. Dude, where did it get this type from? This is like not even close to what we want. Let's turn that off. Let's bump that down. Let's go around that, take that. This is going to take a constraint or bookmark, which is going to be a D1, yep. And we're going to say that we're going to return a D1 database session that we're going to have to D1 probably wrap. We can get rid of this. And then this probably got imported. Oh, we did override this. It's going to take prepare. That looks good. It's going to have batch. Let's just take these and throw these in. And this is going to return a... We need to find our other batch, which will be this one. that'll be batch, and then this can be a session bookmark is just a string. Sure, this will turn into an effect. We can get rid of null. Actually, mark that. This will be an option. And let's ask Claude, do deep research, including looking at the source and online API docs for D1's D1, what do we call it? D1 database session API. D1's all right, D1's, I just did it again. D1 database session, D1 database session, D1 database session with session function. I think that's where I have it. Oh no, I have it here. Although I might have it in work too. I might have a more up-to-date version. Okay, no, I don't. Contractor might be here. Contractor is here. I'll be right back, chat. Contractor is in. I mean, you just step away a couple times, but that's it. What is this thing saying? That's interesting. Do we think that's... So if we call with session, we get back this database session, which has these functions on it. I don't understand how that aligns with what this thing's saying here. I don't believe this. I don't know, man. This is the API that we have. I think Claude's just confused as hell. And we probably want the raw on here. And this will be, do that for now, and we'll grab, this should be database session. And this would be as native D1 database session. Yoink that. Where's that raw at? Oh, that's, of course. All right, so that will give us a type error. And let's go down here and we need to return session needs raw, which will be our session. That should not be any. we can do a little trick here where we use a immediately invoked function expression. Actually, const that, wrap that, that, and we can give that a function body, and we can take this, and we can do that, and we can do this. Actually, that's so stupid. It literally does not matter. Because hinter bookmark, I guess, could be... like that. Now let's fix that type. Hinter bookmark. This isn't even overwritten. So we can delete the surrounding thing, which is going to give us a type error down here. Get rid of that. And this is going to be constraint or bookmark. And then we can get rid of this. And this is constraint or bookmark. Okay. And on here, we just need to wrap the rest of this thing. What is this function doing? Prepare. Raw. You can get rid of this stuff. And then this needs, I thought that was my ring. Sorry. That's so funny. Hold on, I gotta post a meme. Cool. All right. Crab rave. Let's finish up this with session function here. What does this thing need? Okay. That looks fine. That looks good. That looks good. And it needs what else on here? let's go up to with session. If I could type. And it's got to return this interface. So it needs a batch on there and a get bookmark. So we can do get bookmark is going to be an easy one. Get bookmark will take nothing and it's going to return effect dot sync, and we're going to do session dot get bookmark. And then we're gonna pipe this. Actually, we don't even need to pipe, that's just more overhead. We can do option dot from nullable right there. And jump over here. Drop that in, and then we need a batch. What's a batch? This is going to be a function that has a t that extends, well, we'll just give it a t, and it's going to take statements, which will be D1 prepared statements, and it's going to let's see here. We're going to run those. How do we wrap batch above here? Because that's basically what we want to do. I think we want to do the exact same thing. What did we do wrong there? Catch. Then there's a floating promise. We return that. And this T is going to go into that batch there. And I think that's right. We probably also want to propagate that T there. And bring in a T here. I don't know why we're casting this result to any, because it should be a T. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Likewise down here, we don't need that cast to any. And we can move this const to there. And what's the error? Error is a type mismatch expected. Oh, we need to return a effect. Right. This is an effect.effect. Actually, I don't know if it needs to be an effect. Let's just drop that there quick. Oh, I guess we do because... Oh, we don't. That is a synchronous... I wonder if this can throw. I'm gonna... Another crab rave? Back-to-back crab raves? I'll permit it. I don't think this needs to be that. Okay, this seems fine. And then we're just wrapping it. Let's copy our diagnostic again and go back to here. How about now? D1 database error. Great. Wait, why do we have something wrapped in a promise? That doesn't seem right. D1 database error. Now? You're wrapping a promise around the session object. Where are we wrapping a promise? Oh, the try is async. There we go. All right. That looks good. Okay, we got that fixed.
Functions describe the world.
I don't know if we need these combinators. Nah, they're fine. Okay. I think this might be working. So let's go ahead and commit and say D1 cleanup and push that. And we also forgot to that's fine. What's the difference between these two lines? Am I dumb, chat? Plans, 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 plans. Yes. Thanks, guys. Thanks for keeping me humble. I don't know what I'd do without you. Got some open code updates. I should set up open code. I need to get my UB key if I do that. There was a diff tool that I wanted to check out. Why do I have 3 of these still? Close that. Should the best, fastest, and easiest way to onboard onto Effect. Check it out. Post. We'll go there, and then we'll go ahead and throw a hp:// whoa. This will be effect.solutions. All right, chat, go retweet this. Let's see here. Bookmarks. Not get vex. Oh shit. Thank you for the raid, Jito. How was your stream? Welcome, Raiders. There is a I swear that I was just looking at this the other day. Like yesterday. Difftastic. That's what I wanted to look at, is difftastic. Difftastic. Yo, what is this effect.succeed hat? This effect.succeed hat is way doper than my effect succeed hat. I would wear that all the time. I gotta message Morella. What are the max specs you have? My max specs on this one, it's a M1 Max 64 gigs of RAM. This was my I got this work laptop, or this was my work laptop like 2 jobs ago at Scalum. Yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. I think I'm leaning with Mike on this one. Somebody's working on an FFI solution here. This is like not important right now. I'm getting distracted. We want to go look at Difftastic. 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 Give this a star. 22 stars. It's pretty good. I think it's possible to set this up as the main differ for NeoVim too. I'm sorry, Nightshade. I did, but the one I had, Federico, is a dad hat, not a cap like that. I have the effector die one as well. Difftastic. Get. I should start using jujitsu too. I want to try to start using jujitsu. Maybe we'll do a little jujitsu exploration later this week. All right. Anyways.
Functions describe the world.
Do you leave behind all your Git tooling? I don't have that much Git tooling though. That's the thing. Because I was big on Graphite at Vercel, but Cloudflare doesn't use Graphite. I don't think I need this. We're still good? You can see me? Everything's good there? Great. So like the only really tooling that I use would be my fish aliases, and that's it. So it feels like if I'm not going to be using Graphite, that I should bite the bullet and try jujitsu. All right. I think what we need now I need to try and oh, we do have tests in here. Cloudflare test. All right, let's go back to KV. We're going to start in here and we're going to rewrite our tests. Should create an instance, error, new. That's a stupid test. These tests are stupid. You guys see these tests? Oh my god. Look at what this bot did. Good lord. Okay. We do need to write tests for this. But we're getting rid of all these. I don't think any of these are probably valuable. Yeah, they're not. So we're just going to delete everything. And then in here, we're going to install, I think we're on bun, right? Bun lock, yeah. Bun add dash these nuts, effect/by test. Okay. We probably need Wrangler. So we have that. How did I do this in there we go. I think I have a solution to running this. Packages, platform, Cloudflare. I started working on this before. In here. Is this what I really need to do? We probably don't need to do this right now. Internal run main Wrangler. We can probably copy this. Make platform proxy. Maybe. We can at least come in here and let's say we have, let's do like tests. oops, test. And let's go ahead and do like, actually, why forget the underscores. And in here, let's do KV namespace .test.ts, and we'll import describe from @effect/vytest. Yep. And in here we'll do a little describe block. And actually we can do a test layer. We probably want a test layer. Test layer is going to equal layer dot effect. Let's actually just make it, I'll do this first. We want to this will be effect dot function. We can do gen function star and import that. Did I write it against v3 or v4? I've written this against v3 so far. And I want to, I probably want to use, does Wrangler have a import star? Did I install that? I did. As Wrangler from Wrangler. Let's see what we can get from Wrangler here. Wrangler dot unstable dev starts a dev server, returns a promise that resolves with the utility functions to interact with it. That sounds like what we want. Script, we need to point at, yeah. Okay. That seems reasonable. Can I do something stupid? Can I stringify a function and like basically eval it? Is that a thing that works? In JavaScript, completely unsafe, but function hello name string console.log hello name console.log hello.toString. What happens if I do source/test/kv namespace.test.ts? So theoretically, we could have const worker is equal to what happens if we have like this? This would have request response request and context, and we come in here and we do, what if we just say hello and we say world, and we do console.log worker.toString. Can I stringify the whole thing? Object. I don't think that will work. we would have to actually put that in quotes. So that's fine. Wrangler unstable dev. This is kind of what we want though, I think. There's also a get platform proxy. By reading from a Wrangler configure, this function generates proxy objects that can be used to simulate actions. So if we have this thing, const proxy equals this, just give me a promise. It is. Can I make this an async function? No. Let's just say this is, before we do this, function main, async function main, await proxy. We get an environment. This must take a generic, which would be cloudflare .env, and then this should have our bindings on it. Yeah, there they are. Okay, so we have this proxy. So we can do like this thing here where our test layer is going to have this like acquire release, and we'll do effect dot, we want to yield this acquire release, and this takes acquires an effect. So let's do effect dot try promise, and we'll just grab we can pass in wrangler dot get platform proxy. In fact, this needs to be lazy, and we can pass in our env here, cloudflare dot env, and this needs try promise. Does that first one need to return never? No, that wouldn't make sense. So here we would get our proxy, and in here we can do effect dot try promise, another one of these, and this would be proxy dot dispose. In fact, we don't need, we can do that there, and then we pipe this and just effect dot or die, honestly. And then this will give us our proxy. And then we have this proxy now that has our env, the context, incoming request, we have caches, and we can dispose. And we really want to return the environment in this case, I think. So we'll just destructure that. Env. This is really a layer that provides, what is this thing? We want env, and we'll return env. We'll call this a platform proxy layer. Platform proxy layer. Yep, that's fine. It requires a scope, so we can do layer dot scope. takes that. And now this is going to need a tag, right? And this will be why can I not open a vertical tab? There we go. We want internal env, and we want the tag in here. Class M. That's what we want. And we need to wrap it. Make env. There we go. So now we have a layer that can provide a layer that can provide our environment by using Wrangler's platform proxy. And we should be able to like come in here and say like, yeah, what up, bad cop? Describe, this is going to be KV namespace. And we should be able to come in here and say, let's try to get one happy path test working. Test. It should store and retrieve a value for a given key. We'll come in here, and this should be a effect.gen function star. You can close this on the test. It dot down here, we would do something like const env equals yield star env, and then we could do like m dot kv dot put, and we'll just say foobar, and then we'll make the value baz, and then we'll say const value equals yield star m dot kv dot get foobar.
Functions describe the world.
And then we'll say expect option dot get or throw value to equal baz, and then we can say dot pipe, and we can do effect dot provide, and we can just provide the platform proxy layer. All right, what are you upset? I was expecting test function. All right, so that should work. I don't know if our tests are set up to do this. Hold on, I think I have a meeting right now. I do have a meeting. I gotta jump, chat. I'm sorry. I lost track of time. We are going to raid. Who are we raiding? We'll raid, whatever. Ending with Allie. There we go.